Um, Hi. So I'm going to try to explain this whole thing with the gasket we had to replace. This is our exhaust cooler. The exhaust cooler acts as a reservoir for our cooling water, and our cooling water circulates through this little box. The exhaust also comes from this side of the engine into this box. The exhaust exits through this loop here, goes down through this pipe and into that black cylindrical thing, which is basically an exhaust muffler. And then the exhaust and some water goes up through this line, which makes a big loop. It's an anti-siphon loop, and comes out through the back of the boat as exhaust. The cooling water comes through here, goes through here, passes through this heat exchanger here, along with seawater, where the seawater takes the heat out of the coolant water, acts as kind of a radiator, and comes back out through here, comes back in a loop, goes in through the thermostat, down through the engine, and makes a continuous loop. The seawater goes basically from a through hole down there. This thing, it's a through hole, comes through a pump, circulates through this cooling apparatus, goes out this hose, goes up through here, up around a loop, back down and into the exhaust right here, and then out through the exhaust through that big black thing, which is a muffler, and it exits through this big black hose, which goes all the way back through there and then back out the transom of the boat and into the ocean. So it makes just kind of a one-time pass through the boat. The leak we had was right here in this plate right here. It was leaking actually out through the bottom. It just finally got hot. This exhaust is pretty hot, and I think it just burned through and finally started leaking. So I replaced this gasket. This is the one you'll see in the video of me replacing, and it's held up pretty well. This is actually, I'm making this pretty late in the year now. It's actually December, and we replaced this back in July, so it's I think it was July, maybe it was August. Anyway, it's holding up just fine, and so that's sort of the explanation of what's going on. All right, here's number 2. Okay, so I made a new gasket. It took forever to get this material. I ordered material from Amazon that was maybe a little nicer than the stuff I ended up with, but it never materialized, and some kind of stock issue. So anyway, this is my new gasket. This is head gasket material. It's got a metal mesh inside, surrounded by supposedly a 700-degree high temperature material, so we'll see how well it works. It's fairly similar to the old stuff, although I think this is certainly flatter. Anyway, I got it all holes drilled, drilled them with a regular twist bit and a couple of Forstner bits, and used my grinder with a metal cutting blade on it to make a little square hole. Anyway, that's happening, and I'm going to go put this on and then cinch it down tomorrow, put on some high temperature RTV and cinch it down tight, but not totally tight, and then I will finish torquing it down tomorrow after it sets for Okay, so I'm going to use this Ultra Red by Permatex, and I'm hoping this is actually filming what I want to film. Maybe there, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to put this on here, and actually what I'm going to do is, instead of using a little thingy, I'm going to just pop the tube here. Age or fitness level, this I did sand this, cleaned it all up, and with a block to make it smooth and plainer. And I'm hoping that between that and the Permatex and the new gasket, and everything seals up. And I realize that some of this looks pretty goopy, and that's okay. I don't care. I'd rather have too much than too little in situations like this. I'm sure somebody's going to comment that it's way too much, but it may still work just fine. Put a little on this gasket right here, because I have a couple of boo-boos here.
Snug a little bit so everything lines up before my Permatex dries.